And it's not about skill. At something like if you're doing something like this, it's not much about skill level. It's can you find a good target that's highly suggestible? And you have some basic skills in this. I give you like 3 or 4 days worth of training in how to do covert hypnosis and all of this other stuff, and how to create amnesia in a person, so where you can just tell them to forget something and they'll willingly forget it. I could train you in 3 days how to do something like that. It's terrifying how our brains do not have a firewall. And the moment that our conscious filters like, is this information good for me? Should I accept this information? If I can bypass that filter, which is very easy to do, you can kind of just jam in whatever you want into somebody's head.
And so what evidence do we have that Sirhan was working with Jolly West?
There's not a lot. It's a lot of anecdotal stuff. But he met with this guy regularly, and I'm not an expert on the case. I wouldn't consider myself an expert. But he met with this guy at the shooting range on a regular basis. And this guy would talk to him privately, whisper in his ear in the shooting range. We all know this is from testimony. And later, when he was arrested after the shooting happened, he said, I thought I was at the shooting range. I thought I was shooting at a target, at a paper target. And he was on record saying this. And he has no memory of that actual event happening. To this day, he went up for parole, I think a year or two ago. And man, all they did was ask him to kind of admit what you did and just say what you did. And he said, I still have no memory of this event. And he had to stay in prison. And RFK believes it too.
Wow.
And you've had RFK on.
So Sirhan is meeting with this guy. Who is this guy?
Nobody really knows. Nobody fully knows. But the guy was involved and connected to Joylon, and they called him Radio Man. That's the only name that people have used to identify this guy. And he met Sirhan at a range and expressed, like, we're both interested in shortwave radio stuff and all that kind of ham radio. And they connected over that initially. And then this guy somehow looped him into the situation he was in.
So the MK Ultra stuff, a lot of it was experimental, right? They didn't necessarily have proof that a lot of what they were trying to do was effective.